All right, so here's what we're going to do for today. I'm so excited about today.
Continuing with our What is Physical Fitness unit, today's topic of discussion is cardiorespiratory endurance heart rate. Today I am learning about the component of health-related fitness cardiorespiratory endurance so that I can understand how to determine if I am getting the most benefit out of my cardiorespiratory endurance exercises. I know I've got it when I am able to measure my heart rate and get my heart rate into zone 3 during the heart rate highway activity. Taking a look at our agenda, we'll begin with an intro activity called Upside Down. Our fitness focus is Deck of Cards Core. Our lesson focus will be Heart Rate Highway, and we'll finish out with our closure of a mindful minute. Yo, this is a reminder. Miss Porter is so glad you are here. Make sure those cameras are on and you are in view in order to be eligible to earn your participation credit.
All right. And yes, Miss Burns actually brought up a great question. You all actually have me the first day that we return face to face. So, yes, A Day is on March the 8th. Yeah, I know. Let's get hype, right? All right, here we go. Starting with our intro activity.
Beginning with our intro activity, Upside Down. For this activity, Upside Down is a game that consists of the luck of the dice roll and speed. Your objective is to get all of your cards turned face down before time expires.
All right, so what you're going to need out of your deck thus far are the following: an ace, a 2, a 3, a 4, and a 5 and a 6. I don't care if they're mixed suits, it doesn't matter, but you only need an ace, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. That's all you need. Just those 6 cards. Okay? All right. So let's figure out what we're going to do with those 6 cards.
Hello, PE students. Today's intro game is called Upside Down. The objective is to get your cards turned from face up to face down. The items needed is a single die and cards ace through 6, or Miss Porter will provide a virtual die or 6 pieces of paper.
All right, I am providing the die for you, so you don't need one. I have one for you so that you're going to use on your computer. So don't worry about that. I saw people jumping up like, nope, you don't need it. I got you. I got you covered.
Setup. To set up this game, you need a starting and rolling line. You also have to have 5 steps from your line to your cards. You may space out your cards or paper any way you wish.
All right, so the way this is going to work. So for me, my space is not very big. So the starting and the rolling line is going to be your computer because that's where you're going to roll your die at. When you actually roll the die, you are going to take off either 5 steps behind you, or for me, I have enough space that I can go 5 steps to the right. And that's where I'm going to set up my cards. Ace through 6, face up, and you can space them out as far or as close as you want to, but just as long as it's 5 steps away from your computer. Okay? So right now, when I say go, you're going to go set up your 6 cards. Okay? Go. So this is how this game is going to work.
Your cards or paper any way you wish.
Just how like to play on the screen, KM.
To play this game, you begin rolling your single die. Whatever number comes up, quickly run down and turn that card from face up to face down. Continue repeating that process. However, if you happen to roll your die and you roll a number of a card that is already face down, guess what? You got to flip it back over face up. Mrs. Porter is going to give you 2 minutes to try to get all of your cards face down.
All right, so let's talk about this die. So this is the die that you're going to be using, okay? So when I actually drop it to you in the chat, all you have to do is hit play to roll your die and pause to stop it. And then you run, flip that card over and come back to your computer screen and hit play and pause, and then you continue.
And go. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time is up.
We're going to move into our fitness focus. And if you don't have cards, it's okay. Miss Porter will guide you through the fitness focus. Here we go.
Moving into our fitness focus, deck of cards, core. Today's fitness is for muscular endurance. You will be working on your core or your abs. Mrs. Porter will present on screen your 4 choices of core exercises. During the rest, you will draw a card from your deck. The suit, spades, diamonds, clubs, or hearts will determine your exercise that you'll demonstrate. Complete the exercise until you hear stop. Expectations are quite simple. Participate in camera view, give your best effort, and stay on task. Let's get started.
All right, so here are your 4 choices. So when you draw your card out of your deck, whatever suit comes up tells you the exercise you will demonstrate. Don't worry about the number, just be concerned with the suit. So if you draw a heart, you're doing basic crunches where you just bring your shoulder blades up off the floor, not sitting all the way up. If you get the diamond, you're going to do the reverse crunch where you bring your knees towards your chest. If you get the spade, you do a plank hold. And then if you get the clubs, you will do flutter kicks. Now remember, we're working on improving or maintaining our core strength, your abdominal strength. So when we actually start, I'm going to have you draw a card first. Then when you get the countdown of 3, 2, 1, go, based on what you drew, you will demonstrate that exercise. And then you'll hear 3, 2, 1, stop. So you'll get a rest and you'll draw another card. And then you're going to wait for the command for you to begin your new exercise with your new card. If you get tired, it's okay. It's okay. We're working on improving core strength. If you are a rock star, you just work it out and continue working and pushing through like you always do. Okay? So are we ready? Go ahead and draw that first card. Ooh, I got a club. A lot of y'all got clubs, so you're going to be flutter kicking with me. Find some space. Keep track of what you draw. And here we go. One of my favorite songs.
Welcome to Tabata. Here we go in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
I hear the drums echoing tonight.
Round 1.
She hears only whispers of some quiet conversation. She's coming in 12:30 flight. Moonlit wings reflect the stars that guide
3, 2, 1, stop.
salvation. unknown, forgotten words or ancient melodies. He turned to me as if to say, hurry boy, it's waiting there for you.
3, 2, 1, stop.
Hurry boy, it's waiting there for you.
3, 2, 1, go.
It's gonna take a lot to drive me away from you.
Round 3.
There's nothing that I can do. I bless the rains down in Africa. 'Cause this is all I do.
3, 2, 1, stop.
I bless the rains. I bless the rains.
3, 2, 1, go. Round 4.
I bless the rains. Drop me I bless the rains.
3, 2, 1, stop. Three, two, one, go.
The wild dogs cry out in the night.
Round 5.
They grow restless, longing for some solitary company. I know that I must do what's right. Sure as Kilimanjaro rises like a little
3,
voice
2,
above the
1, stop.
city.
3 more.
I seek to cure what's deep inside, but writing on this
3, 2, 1, go. Round 6. 3, 2, 1, stop.
Hurry boy, it's waiting there for you.
3, 2, 1, go.
It's gonna take a lot to drive me away from you.
Round 7.
There's nothing that I can do. I bless the rains down in Africa.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, stop.
You got it.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Round 8. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
All right. What'd you get? What were your choices? Here's all the ones Miss Porter drew. Wow. Yeah. Those are fantastic, 6th grade. How many of you, your abs are like, whoa, right now? This was only my 5th time doing this today, though. So let's move into part 3.
Lesson focus, cardiorespiratory endurance, heart rate. The last time we met, we discussed the Borg's rate of perceived exertion. This scale is a way to assess to see if you're working at an activity level in which you notice how hard your body is working. It is based on the physical sensations a person experiences during physical activity, including increased heart rate, increased respiration or breathing rate, increased sweating, and muscle fatigue. Just to remind you of what that Borg's scale looks like, remember it begins at a zone 1, which is considered very light activity. Zone 2 is considered light activity, but you feel like you can maintain the activity for hours. Zone 3, which is the zone Mrs. Porter likes for her PE students to get into during activity, is considered moderate. It feels like you can exercise for hours, you are breathing heavy, and you can actually hold a short conversation. Zone 4 is considered anaerobic in nature. It's very vigorous activity. You're on the verge of becoming uncomfortable, you're short of breath, but you can still speak a sentence. Zone 5 is considered that VO2 max level, where it's very hard activity, very difficult to maintain exercise intensity. You can barely even breathe, let alone speak a single word. And finally, there is Zone 6, which is more power, which is a max effort activity. Feels impossible to keep going. You're totally out of breath and unable to talk. Today, we are going to investigate another method to assess how hard you are working during cardiorespiratory endurance exercises, and that is heart rate. You're going to learn how to take your pulse. You're also going to learn how to calculate your heart rate, and we're going to participate in activities to try to get our heart rates up to zone 3. Let's get started.
All right, so the first thing we got to do before we can start actually working into that target heart rate zone is you have got to know how to take your pulse. So those of you with the smartwatch, you're kind of at an advantage because you can actually calculate your heart rate on your device. So if you don't have one, you're going to have to go the old-fashioned way, okay? And that's actually taking your pulse one of two ways, either using your carotid artery, or called your carotid pulse, or your radial pulse, which is in your arm. So those of you that don't have a heart rate monitor, I need two fingers side by side. Now, the first way you're going to try to discover your heart rate is through your carotid pulse. So right here is Ms. Porter's esophagus, okay? The esophagus. You are actually going to take your two fingers right on your esophagus, and you're going to slide your fingers over until you get into the groove of your neck. And if you barely press in, you should feel a pulse. Yeah? Yeah? Thumbs up if you got a pulse. And I'll get closer so you can see. So here's Miss Porter's neck, right here. Got a pulse? Okay, if you have difficulty there, your other option, two fingers, side of your wrist, and if you press in, you can get your radial pulse. That's another option. There's actually a groove right here. There's a bone on the side of your wrist. If you put your two fingers on that bone and slide down, you're going to slide into a little groove in your wrist, and you can feel your pulse there. So who got one there? Anybody get a pulse radial or carotid? So let me tell you what happens. This usually works. So stand up for me. Those of you that got it, you can hang out. Those of you that need a little help, stand up. Okay? Stand up. When I say go, 10 jumping jacks. Okay? Maybe you'll feel it then. 10 jumping jacks when I say go. Okay, we ready? Ready? I'll even do them with you. And go. Okay. Now, put your two fingers right there. We feel it now? Oh, Quinny got it. Anything yet, KM? Good. Mr. Park? Yeah. All right. Good deal. So now, this is what we're going to end up doing. Now that we've discovered our heart rate, there's many different things that go around when you're measuring your heart rate. Ferris, I hope we can get it. We can get it. We can get it. There's this thing called normal resting heart rate, which for you all can be anywhere between 85 to 90 beats per minute. That's normal when you're just at rest, not doing anything. However, our well-oiled machine athletes can typically have a normal resting heart rate at like 40 beats per minute. So what that means is their heart is so efficient that it does not have to pump as fast to deliver all of that oxygen-rich blood all throughout their bodies. And the best time to really get that resting heart rate is the first thing in the morning when before you even wipe the eye boogers out your eyes, Before you even roll out of bed, that's when you want to get your heart rate for resting heart rate. That's the best time to do it. Now, we just demonstrated an active heart rate in which we did the jumping jacks. Those of you that needed to figure out your heart rate, and then you went and found your pulse. Now, how you actually go about finding what your pulse rate is when we do an activity, I'm going to have you find your pulse. I'm going to give you a 6-second count, and you're going to add a 0 on the end. And that tells you what your pulse rate is for that activity. So while we're sitting here, I want you to go ahead and locate your pulse, or you can use your smartwatch. And I'm going to tell you go. And when you go, you're going to feel how many times you feel that pulse on your fingers. Count. And when I say stop, or when you hear the beep, add a 0 on the end. Okay, so we ready? Those of you with the smartwatch, you can let it measure. Those of you doing the old-fashioned way, stick with the old-fashioned way. All right, so we ready? Quinny, you good? All right. Here we go. Ready? And count. Okay, add a 0 on the end of that number. And those of you with the heart rate, drop it in the chat. What numbers did you get? Yeah. Good deal, good deal, good deal. I like these numbers. Fantastic, fantastic. All right, now we're going to move a little bit, okay? We're going to move a little bit. So stand up, find some space. 10 jumping jacks together. And you're going to immediately find your pulse, and we'll do a 6-second count. All right, you ready? 10 jumping jacks together. And go. Okay, find that pulse. Find that pulse. Okay, get ready. And go. So what happened? What happened? Yes, you should have an increase in your heart rate. So as you can see, the more you move or the more active you are, your heart rate does in fact increase. And depending upon the activity that you do, does determine how fast your heart will beat during that activity. So what we're trying to do now, what I want you to gauge is I want you to see if you can get your heart rate up into a certain zone, which is called the target heart rate zone. The reason we want to strive for that target heart rate zone is that is the best way to get the most benefit out of your cardiorespiratory endurance exercises. But before we do that, there's something we have to calculate first. And it's called maximum heart rate. And if you remember from that RPE scale that we just talked about earlier, that max heart rate is like zone 6. What is so hard about zone 6? Do y'all remember? What is so difficult about zone 6? I see you just typing feverishly. Yeah, you can hardly breathe. It's very hard to maintain. You can't even speak because it's such an intense level. We never want to work out at our max heart rate. Some athletes do. They work about 90 to 95%, but it's very, very difficult to do. So the way you do this, there's this magic formula that this super smart exercise physiologist came up with, and it's 220 minus your age. So if you have a calculator handy, you may use it. Tell me what 220 minus your age equals. $220 minus your age. Yeah. So I got some 208s and 209s. So let me tell you what you're going to do with that number. So now that you have your max heart rate that we never, ever, ever want to work out with, you actually want to work out a percentage of your max heart rate. And for cardio, we want to go 60 to 80%. So take that 208 or 209, and we're going to calculate the low end, the absolute lowest number your heart rate should be in when you're doing a cardiorespiratory activity. So take 208 or 209, multiply it by 0.6. Tell me what you get. Okay. So I got some 124.8 and some 125.4, depending upon your age, if you're 11 or if you're 12. So we're going to safely say at the low range, 125 beats per minute. Okay, 125 beats per minute at the lowest. Now I want you to take that same number, 208 or 209, multiply it by 0.8. 208 or 209 times 0.8. Okay, so I got 166.4 or 167.2. So we're just going to say 167. So for you sixth graders, when working in a cardiorespiratory environment, so when you're doing cardiorespiratory activities, you want to get your heart rate anywhere between 125 and 167. Okay, now let me tell you what that means. So Miss Porter, woo, showing her age. I'm 43. So my max heart rate is only 177 beats per minute. So it's safe to say the older you get, your max heart rate actually decreases. So it doesn't take a whole lot of effort versus you all for me to get my heart rate up. So if I want to work at the 60% range, that is great for weight loss. That's going to keep me fit in all my fantastic PE gear that I cannot wait to wear when I see you all March 8th with my super cool shoes. I cannot wait. So that's usually what I strive for, is the 60% range. However, if you want to work a little bit harder and get it up a little bit higher, 80% is ideal if you want to work on increasing your cardiorespiratory endurance. So I strive to get my heartbeat between 106 to 142 beats per minute. You all are going for 124 or 125 to at least 167. So for today's activity, we're going to do 3 rounds of some cardiorespiratory endurance exercises. Along the way, I'm going to be playing and pausing music. Anytime I pause, you draw from your deck of cards, and you can either keep them in your hands or place it face up beside your deck. And then when I play it again, you're going to continue with the exercise. After each minute, we're going to do a heart rate check. And your goal is to try to get your heart rate into zone 3. So anywhere between 141 and 166 is fantastic, okay? And then we'll do another round, and we'll have a different exercise. I'll play music. When I pause, you draw a card, put it next to your pile, and keep accumulating until all 3 rounds are over, okay? And then I'm going to tell you what we're going to do with those cards. Are we ready, 6th grade? Welcome to the Heart Rate Highway. All right. So get ready. Stand up. First exercise is starting off top. Have those cards within reach so that you can flip them over or hold them in your hand. All right, here we go. First exercise. When this music starts, you may go. Twist it out, twist it out, twist it out. Grab a card and right back to your twist. Grab a card and right back into your twist. Grab a card and right back into those twists. Grab one more card. All right. Quickly, find your pulse or use your smartwatch. Those of you taking your pulse the old-fashioned way, get ready and go. Start counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Add a 0 on the end. And what zone are you in? What zone did Miss Porter get you up to on round 1? Are you in zone 1, zone 2, or zone 3? If you're in 1 and 2, I got to get you to get that heart rate up. Got to work a little bit harder. I got quite a few of you in zone 3. That is what's up. All right, we ready? Ready for the next round? This will do it right here. Here we go. Invisible jump rope. Have those cards ready to grab and go. Start that invisible jump rope. Come on. Where's your freestyle at? Where's your crisscross? Where's your double unders? Grab a card and back to that jump rope. Grab a card and back to that jump rope. Almost there. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Grab a card and back to that jump rope. Grab another card and right back to that jump rope. All right. Find that pulse or use your heart rate monitor on your smart watch. Ooh, I hope it's kicking now. I hope that heart rate's up. All right, get ready and go. Beautiful. What zone are we in? Yeah. Harrison's just a well-oiled machine. What can I say? I need him to run about 60 laps in the gym. I got you. That's good. It's fantastic. All right. So this last round, we're only going to go for 30 seconds because this is a pretty tough exercise we're doing for the last round. So we're only going to go for 30 seconds. I may pause the music maybe about 3 or 4 times during this round. Okay. My favorite exercise in the whole wide world next to burpees. And each time that you jump in the air, you must say, I'm a star. I'm a star. All right. Are we ready? Your 30 seconds starts now. Grab a card and right back to those star jumps. Grab a card and right back into those star jumps. And relax. All right, find that pulse or use your heart rate monitor on your smart device. And get ready and go. Okay, how did we do? What zone did Miss Porter get you in? I'll tell you right, yeah, them star jumps will do it. Yeah. I can tell too, because y'all are like, right now, nostrils flaring and everything. I can tell. Miss Porter knows. So what you're going to do with those cards, you're probably wondering. So you're going to take every card that you drew from your deck, and you're going to add them up. Ace is worth 1, 2s is worth 2s, 3s is 3s, and so on and so forth. If you have a jack, queen, or king, that is worth 10 points. And if you were lucky enough to still have the joker, that is worth 15. Dahion, that's worth 10. 10. Add them up. Add them up. And if you scored less than 25, so if you have less than 25 in your deck that you drew, you've only earned 1 point. If you have 25 to 49, you've earned 2 points. If your total is between 50 to 74, you've earned 3 points. And 75 to 100, 4 points. And if you have 100 points or more, you've earned 5 total points. I'm going to sweeten the deal. If the majority of your cards in your deck that you drew are hearts, give yourself 15 extra points. So the next time that we meet, 6th grade, we're going to talk about muscular strength. So that's why I was asking you about the equipment that you have in your house. So be looking for that email for me to send about what you need to bring with you to class on Monday. Mindful minute really quickly to get us back down to pre-PE levels so that you can enjoy the rest of your day and to get that heart rate down now that we've worked it and got it all the way up. Sit back, relax, focus on your breathing for the next minute.
Take a deep breath in through the nose. Exhale through the mouth and quiet your mind. Again, deep breath in through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Relax. Quiet your thoughts. Quiet your mind. Again, deep breath in through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Relax. Quiet your mind.